Hey everyone! We are working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy the content and it is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button right now as we proceed. Asterisk, buckle up, baseball fanatics, because the American League East is about to explode into absolute chaos. And what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind wide open. We've got the Oakland Athletics making moves that nobody saw coming. We've got a massive bidding war brewing between bitter rivals that could reshape the entire division. And we've got the inside scoop on why Anthony Santander, aka Tony Taters, is about to absolutely terrorize pitchers this season with the Toronto Blue Jays. And trust me when I say this, the advanced stats we uncovered are going to make you look at this signing in a completely different light. The Yankees are sweating bullets right now. The Red Sox are circling like sharks, smelling blood in the water. And the Blue Jays are sitting pretty with a secret weapon that most people are seriously underestimating. This is the kind of drama that makes baseball the greatest sport on earth. And you're going to want every single detail. Let's kick things off with the story. That's sending shockwaves through the baseball world. And honestly, it's about time we give this team some credit. The Oakland Athletics. Yes, that Oakland Athletics. The franchise that's been the punching bag of MLB for years. The team that's literally moving to Las Vegas and playing in Sacramento in the meantime, just pulled off a move that proves they're actually serious about building something real. They just locked up their young rookie sensation shortstop Jacob Wilson to a 7-year, $70 million deal with an extra team club option year on top of it. And folks, this isn't just any run-of-the-mill extension. This is a statement that the Athletics are done being a farm system for big market teams. Jacob Wilson's numbers from last season are absolutely bonkers, and I mean that in the best possible way. This kid slashed 311, 355, 444 as a rookie. Let me repeat that. As a rookie, he mashed 13 home runs, ripped 26 doubles, and swiped 5 stolen bases while making contact at an elite level that would make even the most disciplined veterans jealous. But here's the stat that's got everyone in baseball analytics circles losing their minds. His strikeout rate, 7.2%. Do you understand how insanely low that is? That's contact ability that rivals what the Blue Jays have been building their entire organizational philosophy around. This is a generational talent in terms of bat-to-ball skills. And the Athletics just ensured he's going to be the cornerstone of their franchise as they transition to Las Vegas. Think about what this means for the future of that organization. They're building a new ballpark, creating an entirely new campus and sports complex in Vegas. And now they've got a young superstar shortstop locked in for the prime years of his career. Jacob Wilson doesn't have to worry about contract negotiations or playing for his next deal. He can just show up every single day and focus on becoming one of the elite shortstops in baseball. And mark my words, he's going to be part of that next crop of young shortstops that takes over the league. The Athletics did something smart here. Something that shows actual organizational commitment. And honestly, it's refreshing to see after years of watching them trade away every good player they developed. But now we need to talk about the absolute circus that's developing in the American League East. Because there's a power bat on the market. And the Yankees and Red Sox are about to go to war over him. Eugenio Suarez. The name alone should send shivers down the spines of Blue Jays fans who watched him absolutely torment Toronto in the playoffs. This man was a nightmare for the Blue Jays, doing everything the Seattle Mariners needed him to do after they acquired him from the Arizona Diamondbacks. He brought power, he brought experience, he brought clutch hitting when it mattered most. And now he's a free agent for the first time in his career, projected to make around $15 million annually. And the vultures are circling. The buzz around the league right now is that the wind is blowing strongly in the direction of the Boston Red Sox, with pitchers and catchers reporting in just 10 days. The urgency is real, and Boston is aggressively pursuing impact bats to complement their young core. They need a veteran presence, they need power, and Eugenio Suarez checks every single box. But here's where things get absolutely fascinating, and this is where my bold prediction comes in. I don't think the Red Sox are going to land him. I think the New York Yankees are going to swoop in at the last second and steal Eugenio Suarez right out from under Boston's nose. Why would I say something so bold? Because the Yankees are getting desperate and they can feel the heat from their fan base. Think about their offseason. They signed Cody Bellinger, made a few insignificant trades, and basically did nothing else. while being projected as one of the best teams in the American League East. How does that make sense? It doesn't. The Yankees are playing a dangerous game right now, coasting on reputation and name recognition while teams around them are aggressively improving. Their fans are breathing down their necks, demanding action, demanding moves, demanding proof that ownership cares about winning. And when the pressure reaches a boiling point, the Yankees historically open up that massive pocketbook and make a splash. Asterisk? The rumors have been swirling all season that Suarez might land in Baltimore. But I'm telling you right now, the smart money is on a Yankees panic move. They're still sniffing around Nick Martinez, the former Blue Jay, trying to add pitching depth. They're discussing bringing back Paul Goldschmidt to play first base, which would create the perfect scenario for Suarez to slot in at third base, or spell Goldschmidt at first when needed. The pieces are all falling into place for a classic Yankees desperation signing, and Eugenio Suarez fits the profile perfectly. Power hitter, playoff experience, proven veteran, and available at a price that won't break the bank. This has Yankees written all over it, and if I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm sweating right now. As much as I'd rather neither team land Suarez because he's been such a thorn in the Blue Jays' side, the reality is he's likely heading to the East, and that means the Blue Jays need to make sure their own lineup is absolutely stacked to compete. Which brings us to the man of the hour. The player that Blue Jays fans didn't really get to know last year but are about to fall in love with this season. Anthony Santander. Tony Taters. The switch-hitting masher who's about to become the most underrated signing of the Blue Jays' entire offseason. Let's rewind to 2020 because you need to understand just how dominant this man was with the Baltimore Orioles. Santander was an all-star who hit 2-30-5 with 44 home runs and 102 RBIs. He scored 91 runs, which is the number that should be underlined in red ink on every scouting report. This wasn't just a guy hitting solo shots and padding stats. This was a legitimate run producer who created offense and drove in runs when his team needed it most. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is where the deep dive into advanced metrics reveals why. Anthony Santander is set up for massive success in Toronto. When you pull up his Baseball Savant page and start digging through the numbers, a clear picture emerges. This isn't just a power hitter who swings for the fences and hopes for the best. Anthony Santander has elite batting run value, meaning every time he steps into the batter's box, he's creating positive value for his team. In 2024, he was in the 94th percentile for batting run value. That's not good. That's not great. That's elite tier production. But it goes even deeper than that. Throughout his entire career, Santander has consistently been in the 70th to 80th percentile for exit velocity, barrel percentage, and hard contact rate. This is a hitter who squares the ball up at an elite level and drives it with authority. Now, some people will point to last year when injuries kept him from getting consistent at-bats and say that's cause for concern. But here's the thing. When you look at the totality of his career numbers and the consistency he's shown when healthy, last year looks like the outlier, not the norm. He's put together multiple seasons of mashing 30-plus home runs and driving in big runs for Baltimore. The advanced metrics back up what the traditional stats show. Tony Taters can flat-out hit, and he's going to be a problem for opposing pitchers. And can we talk about his home run trot for a second? Because if you want to know how deep we went into researching this guy, we even found the Buffalo video, where he took literally the longest possible time to circle the bases after a minor league home run. The man knows how to enjoy the moment, and honestly, that kind of swagger is exactly what the Blue Jays need in their lineup. So what's the role for Santander this season? The Blue Jays need him to be the anchor switch hitter right behind Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Without Bo Bichette's power in the lineup anymore, there's a void that needs to be filled, and Santander is the perfect candidate. George Springer is going to occupy most of the DH spot, but there's flexibility to move pieces around. Maybe play Springer in left field occasionally to get Santander more at-bats as the DH. The key is maximizing his opportunities to impact games, because when Anthony Santander is locked in, he's one of the most dangerous hitters in baseball now. Defensively, Santander isn't a liability by any stretch, but he's also not Dalton Varsho or potentially even Addison Barger in the outfield. Barger's arm is an absolute cannon, and as he gets more reps in right field, I'm projecting him to reach a defensive level comparable to Jose Bautista in his prime. That's elite territory, folks. But having a rounded outfield with multiple capable defenders takes pressure off everyone and allows Santander to focus on what he does best, which is crushing baseballs and driving in runs. The mission statement for Anthony Santander this season is crystal clear. Be the run producer. Be the guy who protects Vlad in the lineup. Be the switch-hitting threat that keeps opposing managers up at night trying to figure out matchups. And based on everything we've seen from his track record and the advanced metrics that prove he's an elite hitter when healthy, there's every reason to believe he's going to thrive in Toronto. So here's where we stand. The Athletics are building something real in Vegas with Jacob Wilson as their cornerstone. The Yankees and Red Sox are about to engage in an epic battle for Eugenio Suarez, with my money on a Yankees panic move. And the Blue Jays have a legitimate weapon in Anthony Santander that most people are sleeping on. This is going to be one of the most competitive and entertaining seasons in recent memory, and we're just getting started. What do you think? Are the Yankees really going to swoop in and steal Suarez? Is Anthony Santander going to be the most underrated signing of the offseason? And can Jacob Wilson become a perennial all-star with the Athletics? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I want to hear from every single one of you. And if you're loving this breakdown and want to stay on top of every twist, turn, and shocking development in the baseball world, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. Spring training is almost here. The drama is heating up, and you're going to want to be here